Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, he's wearing the black and orange. His official weight of 146.6 pounds. He has a record of 14 fights, 1 loss, and 13 wins. Hailing from Northampton, England's United Kingdom, introducing Eithan James! And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, he's wearing the black and purple. His official weight of 146.4 pounds. He is currently undefeated with 12 wins, and 5 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Hailing from Plymouth, England's United Kingdom, introducing Constantin, the Moldovan Monster! Ursu!
Okay, gentlemen, obey my commands. In the event of a knockdown, the fighter standing will go to the furthest neutral corner and stay there. Protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves.
Here we go then for the big one. Top of the bill, Ursu against James. James, good boxer, good jab, good feet, switches, also plenty of body to aim at. Low left hand. He's been down in the first round in 2 of his last 5 fights, and particularly open to the left hook. Some of the key facets to look out for early doors. James will be looking to establish that long left hand of his while staying out of danger.
He's so long and lean, isn't he? When you look at him physically, you wonder how he can squeeze that frame into 10 stone 7. And as you say, he needs to try and use those advantages, use that reach.
And maybe just hope to frustrate Ursu, take some of that confidence from him early on. James working behind the left hand. There was a long right that he managed to prize the guard, look to do so again.
He was just short there though, wasn't he? Fell short, and Ursu clipped him with the right hand.
Yeah, might just be a little keyed up here, Ursu. But watch out for Ursu's body punches when they get close in those exchanges. Little sneaky counter shots that he tends to throw in. Plenty of body to aim at with Eithan James. And there's the first off them. Left hand to the body from Ursu.
Right into the pit of the stomach, wasn't it? On that belt line. As you say, there is plenty of body there. He's what Matt Macklin would describe as long-bodied. It makes a difference, though, doesn't it, a fighter's physique, as to what's on offer and what isn't.
Absolutely. Target area or not. Both whipped into shape for this one. Ursu landing a couple of counters.
What he's got to be careful of, James, is exactly what he did there, because it's the second time he's done it. He kind of wanders in behind a right hand, his feet cross and his weight goes over the top of his front foot as he's doing it. And at that point he doesn't have the control, and if Ursu catches him doing that, which he has done a couple of times, it could be curtains for him.
Ursu landed a combination there, 3 or 4 punches, upstairs and downstairs. A little lick of the lips from Ursu as well. He's got a little bit of the devil in him when he gets inside the ropes, Ursu. There's no doubt about that. He's got that fighter's mentality. He doesn't mind going after and trying to hurt opponents, and you saw it in that exchange. You can, of course, be too fired up and don't let your technique flow through. And there you saw he missed with the left hand there. Ursu nearly followed up with the right. The importance of combination punches, but that first 3 minutes kind of encapsulates everything that's at play tonight. The smooth boxing at times of James, and then the sharp counter punching and attitude and technique of Ursu.
There was that good combination there from Ursu. I would say that was around for the blue corner. It was Ursu who landed the cleaner punches of the pair of them. They scheduled for 12, of course, the full championship distance, and a big title on the line as well in the Commonwealth. And it's what Ursu's been waiting for, and it's a perfect way for James to rebound
Corners!
from
10
that one
seconds!
defeat, although of course he has had a win since then.
Seconds out! Round 2!
Into round 2 then, this Commonwealth welterweight title. Once the possession in the 1920s of the great Ted Kid Lewis, who was one of the heroes of yesteryear when Colin Hart, the late Colin Hart, was growing up. That would have been one of Colin's East End heroes. Jack Kidberg, the names that Colin would have heard as a youngster, his dad telling him all about, fostering his love of the sport. Of course, we lost our ringside colleague Andy in recent weeks.
We did. 89 years old, a life well lived. Everybody had just terrific respect for Colin. I'll be going to the memorial in a couple of weeks' time, and he'll be sadly missed, because you can ask him about anything over the last 50 years, and chances were that he would have been there. Not just that he remembered it, but that he was there.
What a career, what a life. Well,
Ted Kid Lewis, by the way, one of the best nicknames, and one of my favourite nicknames, the Aldgate Sphinx.
Brilliant. This title also won by Gary Jacobs and Colin Jones, Scotsman and Welshman, who both used it as a springboard to go win European titles back in the 80s and 90s. So some of the famous names of yesteryear that Ursu and James are looking to follow on from tonight. Lead left hand to the body, stabbing shot there. And no doubt that's a concerted ploy from Team Ursu. And he's whipped himself into shape in the build-up for this one. Ursu has been sparring Jack Rafferty, who's a powerhouse of a British champion right now, up in the northwest, and he's been sparring Harlem Eubank as well to get someone who's more elusive and a different skill set. Now, that's some really good sparring in the build-up to this.
That Rafferty sparring would have been sharp end sparring too, because he boxes next week.
And of course Eubank has only just boxed a couple of weeks ago and is a real talent, so fantastic quality work in the build up to this. Another left hand goes into the body there from Ursu. Nobody as yet sort of gaining any sort of appropriate control of this or notable supremacy yet. Ursu just maybe struggling a little bit with the range and the distance and the length of James. Just missed wildly with a couple of shots.
James did well there. He kind of, as you say, he messed with the distance a little bit, and then when Ursu fell in slightly, he made him fall in and then caught him with a little combination. Nothing in this round really. There's that left to the body again from Ursu.
Yeah, good jab from James as well in that exchange. Looked like Ursu was going to touch gloves, and then he gave us a long Paddington Bear stare to James as he went back to his corner. That corner including James Conway, who pulled him out rather compassionately of that Owen Cooper English title fight last year, but he rebounded with a good win against then unbeaten Jermaine Edwards in November. That was an important comeback victory for him.
Yeah, really important, really important. I've done quite a lot of Kieran Conway's fights, not so much recently, but when he was on his way up, and obviously Kieran's James's son, and they were telling me about this other fighter they had coming through, Eithan James, because he was a really good amateur Three Nations Junior and Youth Champ, 2017 Commonwealth Youth Champ, and they knew that he could really do something.
Seconds out, round 3.
Kieran Conway boxes for the vacant British middleweight title pretty soon, actually. I think mid-May against Jerome Warburton.
Well, speaking of that title, he actually has Ursu. He's actually sparred former British middleweight champion Denzel Bentley, would you believe, previously as well. So he and Marley Dan, they have gone everywhere to get the kind of quality work that they've needed, the pedigree and background they've needed to get to this moment, and they're hoping this is just the start.
And he lands that left into the body again there.
Ursu missing with his own jab.
Straight left hand there from Ursu.
It's kind of settled down now into a technical boxing match, hasn't it?
He's got a really nice rhythm to him when you watch him, James. He's got that kind of, it's not jerky, but it's a little bit twitchy, but it's also quite smooth. It's kind of hard to describe. That doesn't really make any sense at all, what I just said there, but you know what I mean? When you watch him, there seems to be a purpose to everything that he's doing. I would just like to see him just throw a bit more. Turns southpaw there.
Yeah, he nearly turned into a left hand, didn't he? Just had enough of his right glove up there, and that's not always the case. That's one of maybe his undoings is being open to a shot on that side of his face. It's often been the left hand or left hook, but he's got good footwork. He's a good judgment of distance and range, James. And so far, Ursu, who's just slightly smaller, not quite been able to work it out as much as he has been landing shots.
There's not much in these early rounds, is there?
No. I think the telling sort of meteor shots have definitely come from Ursu.
I thought he won the first. He landed some good lefts to the body. I thought James, for me, probably just nicked that second round, and this third round, there's a left into the body again there from Ursu. As I say, I would like to see James just throw more.
Oh, good left hand to the body. Again, James managed to deflect that with his glove and arm and elbow. So he's definitely been defensively cogent and switched on here, James, which he needs to be. Oh, he's caught him. He was slightly off balance. Maybe the heads came together as well there. I think the nose of James might be slightly damaged, but he was caught with a left hand and rocked backwards. Whether it was because of the punch or his balance, but there was definitely contact there. I think the heads come together. He just rubbed his nose when he got back in his corner.
He was on the end of a good strong left hand there though, wasn't he, from Ursu, which really rocked him back onto his heels, and I don't really understand why at that point Ursu didn't jump on him, because it as I say, it put him straight back onto his heels. He was maybe pulling out a little bit tall, and Ursu did pursue him and then stood off him and said something to him. Never mind that, just get on him. In that instance, that's what he needed to do, but that's won the round for him.
Maybe a little bit of inexperience. Maybe just that little inexperience.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out. Round 4.
But that the first major instant of the fight, really, wasn't it, that left hand?
Yeah, absolutely. I know you were leaning towards James in the second. I'm reminded of that sort of big 3-4 punch combination from Ursu in that round, but either way, probably splitting them early doors. But that was a big end to the third, and maybe the big platform that Ursu's looking for as he goes to the body, lets his hands go, and again, confidence starting to surge through him as he lands another big straight left, and he's now going through the repertoire. So clearly Ursu thinks he hurt him at the end of the previous round, and now he's going to go make it pay.
His tail is well and truly up here, and what James cannot afford to do is get caught at that kind of mid-range and manhandled. He's got to try and keep it long, keep it on the outside. He needs to use that lead left hand more. As I say, he twitches, he feints, but he doesn't really throw enough, and again he just walked onto a left hand there. He needs to be able to keep Ursu off him, and increasingly when you look at it, Ursu doesn't have any respect for the power here, I don't think.
No, he's starting to be a bit more creative, isn't he, with the shots as well. There's a little left uppercut in there as well from Ursu. James switching to southpaw. And that might just be a sign that what's been going isn't working for him, and he's trying to present a different look for Ursu.
He started the round quick, Ursu, and he had some success. He's just calmed things down a little bit again here now, which is the right thing to do because it's still early in the fight here. You might feel like you made a little bit of a dent, but that doesn't mean you have to go hell for leather, go for broke, because you can empty the tank a bit and you can pay for it down the stretch, can't you?
Particularly given he's kind of been in 6, 7, 8 round fights, Andy, as well. So long way to go in terms of the yardage.
Committed to his punches there, James. Just about got through with the combination. There's that left into the body again.
Yeah, dipped into it. It was a 1-2, wasn't it? Jab and then left hand. Worked really well. And having set up downstairs, then he changes and switches the attack upstairs. So he's thinking about this, Ursu. You do wonder, as the longer the fight goes, because he does fight with a bit of spite, doesn't he, Ursu? Whether that takes anything out of it. But then he just lands another left hand. So again, a big end to successive rounds for Constantin Ursu. So big start, big end to that round for Ursu. Big end to the third previously. He's just starting to maybe take control.
I think he is, and we were talking really, weren't we, about kind of navigating your way through a fight, and particularly given that he's not been down the stretch over 12 rounds. But as I said, you don't want to blow a gasket too early on, but you don't want to miss an opportunity when it's there either. And I feel like maybe there is an opportunity here because he's on top. And I think if he goes after James now,
Corners,
he could really get somewhere.
10 seconds. Seconds out. Round 5.
Here we go then, into round 5. Not even halfway yet. Theoretically, a long way to go. And that balance between push and pull and foot to the floor, how much you put into it, when you go after it, why you try and seize the moment, seize the day. That's never easy, is it, for a boxer? You feel sort of Vladimir Klitschko let Anthony Joshua off the hook those years back. What are we talking, 8 or so years back at Wembley? Seems a long time ago. So you never quite know. Your pal and colleague Matt Macklin once upon a time went off at 1,000,000 miles an hour and emptied the tank against Jamie Moore in an extraordinary fight. So it's a tough balance for fighters to get right. That
it is. It's really difficult, and particularly if you lack experience over the championship distance, because if you find yourself in a hard 12 rounder, then usually you need to catch a second wind at some point, and you see fighters searching for it, hoping it's going to come. It's a hell of a long time, 36 minutes, and that's why experience can often be so key. And as you said, we're in the 5th round, we're not even at halfway yet. There's a good left hand.
There was, and it was a counter just as James was looking to set up something of his own. Ursu managed to time him perfectly. Wasn't full weight on the shot, but enough to land, score. Wrong back, James. The head's maybe slightly coming together again. And Ursu landed one, but James quickly off with a rat-a-tat 3-4 punch combination himself in retaliation.
He's got quick hands.
Clipped again there with a couple, wasn't he, by Ursu?
committing himself there, James. Landed the right hand and followed it up with the left. The back foot came round, he ended up quite square, but Ursu just pulling up in a straight line, wasn't able to capitalise on that, really.
And you wouldn't say it, Andy, necessarily going southpaw has been a big plus or a big negative.
No, it's not been too much difference, has it, really? I don't think, in terms of his effectiveness in either stance, James.
Ursu again looking to time James. I think both of them maybe just starting to notice the pace a little. Left hand to the body from Ursu towards the end of the round, but less drama for James in this round, which is a good sign. And that was maybe one of the tighter rounds.
It was. There wasn't too much in that one. But that left to the body, right from the start of the fight, is doing some heavy lifting for Ursu, isn't it? And we'll see what kind of effect that has in the later stages.
Corners, 10 seconds.
I think the
Seconds
referee
out.
might
Round
need to
6.
get one of the tassels just trimmed off a little bit here. He could tread on that and trip himself over.
Yeah, this one of the threads from the tassel on James's shorts had just come undone. As we move into round 6 then, at halfway for this one. James did well in that little exchange to evade and avoid.
A lot of shaping in this round so far. Not too much throwing. Left hand there from Ursu was short. Then a left to the body landed.
Yeah, a lot of posturing and probably a lot of thinking as well. Neither quite able to implement the game plan quite yet to box with complete authority. The most control for sure. The most sequences of that have come from Ursu.
There was a short right hook on the inside about 30 seconds ago from James, which was the first thing that really landed for about a minute probably. Long right hand from James. I don't think it really got through.
Yeah, some good work from James. He's been quite evasive, but he just clipped again with the left hand. That is kind of his Achilles heel.
He's just got a nick on the corner of his right eye, James, I think.
And that might have been from that swiping left hand. I think Ursu was probably off balance and pushed there, and referee Bob Williams judges it so.
Short left hand on the inside there from Ursu, just popped that one up, and these two engaging a bit more.
You can really feel how important it is, isn't it, Andy, in their careers. Both brought good backing with them. Not an easy sell on Mother's Day as well. I think to be travelling on this particular day for the fans, so great credit to those that have made the journey and have done so, either from Plymouth, some of the Moldovans based up in London, and of course from Northamptonshire as well.
quite spectacular, this, the way he employed a bit of gymnastics to get back to his feet there, Ursu. There's not been a single day in my life where I've been capable of something like that.
Well,
Corners, 10 seconds.
certainly less obvious danger for James in the last couple
Seconds
of rounds.
out. Round 7.
But we're down the stretch now into the second half. Can he find some authority in his boxing that might just start to rack up the points?
Because in terms of the scoring, you do feel like this is slipping away from him.
Yeah, a couple of tight rounds, I think. Last couple, maybe the first. So you never quite know.
That was a decent combination from James there.
You feel that James needs to start to rack up the points with his boxing, or Ursu's going to have another breakthrough.
That's so much better from James there. He just steps in, uses those long levers, got good extension on the left hand, nice up jab, followed by just a fluid straight right hand. That's what he's set up for when you look at him physically. Rather than jumping in and the feet crossing, just using those natural tools, keeping his feet underneath him. If he can do more of that, then he can really be in business.
Well, I think you're right, Andy. I think that sort of almost jab 1-2 then off. Quick flurry of punches then off. There's another good jab from him.
And this is so much better.
And he's got a rack of experience over sort of 8 and 10 rounds. He's been there plenty of time, so. Oh, he's just clipped again. A little bit lazy.
But if he could just use that jab and he just catches Ursu as he's trying to come in and just set himself up, it just knocks him off balance, it could take everything away from him.
And given we don't quite know what Ursu's going to be like through the last sort of 4 rounds, James just needs to give himself a chance. Give himself a chance, still be in touch on the scorecards in those closing rounds if he can. Yeah, better round from him.
Because also when you box like that, it doesn't take as much out of you. Huge left hand.
Just as James had found a way, but he's not getting up from that one. That was a wicked shot. Spectacular finishing shot. And immediately they're rolling James onto his side.
Wow, what a finish. What a finish. His back was to us, James, so we didn't see exactly what happened, but I think when we see a replay, we'll see him moving away to his right-hand side, maybe opening out to try and throw something. And as he was moving, Ursu set those feet, flung in that left hand that we've seen him throw a good amount during the fight, and just caught him, just brought him straight onto it. And you could tell from the way he went down that he wasn't going to get back up. And there's some real concern here because they're administering the oxygen, the paramedics. The referee counted him out. Bob Williams got to the count of 10. I think he would have been confident, Bob, that he wasn't going to beat it.
He's back on his knees. They've brought a stool in. The medical staff are straight in there. They're giving him oxygen. He's on his knees. He wants to get back to his feet. They're going to put him on the stool. He wants to get on his feet. As all fighters, they're so proud. But all the appropriate medical attention is there. And just as he was maybe trying to find a little foothold, they both slid across in different directions, and Ursu created the space and he slid right across and leaned into the left hand, and he delivered it absolutely perfectly. And there's a terrific sight, and that is Eithan James back on his own feet, on his own steam.
It was perfectly timed, wasn't it? Bone-jarring shot.
Shot of his life. On
Really
the night,
was.
on
Really
the night
was.
when he needed it, or the night when he wanted it.
Put him down heavy, and you could see that
To be fair,
beating the count
to be
there.
fair, Andy, you didn't necessarily see that coming, but I did say earlier on that round, an openness to the left hand has been the Achilles heel for Eithan James throughout his career, and unfortunately it has come back to roost.
And that's a big win, a really big win for Ursu.
Well, there was always the possibility tonight. He's been a sleeper domestically in the welterweight division. Those of us that have seen him over the last year and a half know all about him. There has been a feeling that he's just been simmering to the boil, and he just needed the opportunity to show what he's all about. And, well, exclamation point ultimately produced tonight.
A big smile on the face of promoter.
Johnny Clark's got a couple. There he is, John. He was put through the ringer with Zach Fee earlier on tonight, who's another one of his projects, but this guy's another one of them. And, you know, look out, Conor Walker, who's got Liam Taylor for the British title. Conor Walker doesn't do bad fights.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 2 minutes and 43 seconds of round number 7. Your winner by knockout and the new Commonwealth welterweight champion, Constantin, the Moldovan monster, Ursu!
Well, that is a punch that will go viral. And in this day and age, Andy, that's all you need. But the secret's out, put it that way.
No, absolutely. Boxing is just made for it, isn't it? You think about social media and the format of it. A knockout is just this perfect thing that we have in boxing that you don't get in other sports, and that was a brutal knockout. And then you've got the visual of the fighter on the canvas, the full count of 10, which you don't always get. You can see that he's struggling there. He was struggling just to try and get his body to cooperate in some way there, James, but it just won't when you've been hit like that. And that's an outstanding performance from Ursu, because he was winning the fight through 6 rounds. Tied it 5-1 up. It could have been 4-2. Couldn't really see anything closer than that. But that's what you want. You want to put an exclamation mark at the end of your performance. And he's absolutely done that.
He has done it, absolutely, and maybe just a start. As I say, Conor Walker, Liam Taylor from the British upcoming. That's been mandated by the British Boxing Board of Control, but Ursu wants to be in the mix for those kind of fights, and he's taken the first step with his first notable title.
Ursu, the new Commonwealth welterweight champion. How does that feel?
It's very feel. It's all right.
What does it mean to you to win this title and in a fashion like that?
I just know, I think in my head I will win these first rounds, and after she go and know it and try to punch back, and I let him, make him feel he do something, and after just step and do my best shot. One of the best.
How confident were you that you were going to get the win with a knockout tonight?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, I really get this knockout. But in reality, I don't know, it's be first round or last round, because it's more tough like how I expect. I think he's more weak in the body, but he's hard opponent, and it's how I say to him, it's a big courage. It's a big courage you're living every day, but step in the ring is a massive courage, and I respect him a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the tougher opponents keep coming and you keep dealing with them. You've now Commonwealth champion, you've won the British title eliminator. What is next? What fight is next? Who are you wanting?
I want to have my belt, British one. And I think I'm pretty sure I will get soon, and I bosh this man.
A final word to all the supporters who are here. Very loud for you tonight.
Yeah, this is my friends, yeah.
Well done, and the new.
Thank you very much.